And today I thought we'd do a session for regulating stress
Okay.
and nervous system tension. So we're going to have a very calming time together, I think.
Mm.
And that's going to start with perhaps just getting into a comfortable sitting or lying down position. And there's nothing to do, nowhere to be going, nothing to be achieving, just relaxing. So sitting or lying down. Find comfortable position where the body can feel relatively relaxed. If it wants to move around a bit, it can. That's cool. Alternatively, might want to be more still, but whatever it is, it just is what it is. It's all naturally how it wants to be, how it needs to be. And there's just the very natural simplicity of sitting still or moving. Maybe the eyes closed. It's just there's a simplicity in what's being shared, what's being expressed and explored. And maybe the breath starts to slow down a little bit as well. And these things, these various little subtle things are just going to help the body to slowly, slowly drop into itself a little bit more deeply on a sensual level and rest and digest level. Just getting into uh, that way, feeling inside, introducing more calm, perhaps through the breath, through the feeling into the ground, the sensations of the body connecting to the ground. That's it. Just takes a bit of time for the body to drop in more and more. And we can just rest our hands on a comfortable position somewhere, and you can change them, of course. Nothing fixed, but you can maybe rest the hands on the knees or the lap or on the floor either side of the body, whatever is felt to be most appropriate. You can even rest them on the hand and sorry, rest the hands on the chest and the tummy and sense the breath. Different positions are going to have different little effects on the way the body is feeling and in touch with itself. Somehow or other, I'm placing my hands on the ground. It feels quite nice. And you could just imagine that energy is just gently easing into the hands and the feet. Some kind of sensation there of grounding. And grounding is just not just some fancy new age term. It's a way of the body feeling more embodied within itself, less perhaps scattered and less, yeah, fast paced or something. It's an ability for the body to kind of relax and feel into itself a bit more deeply. There's a kind of physiological stability, sense of safety in the feeling into the ground, the sensations of the sit bones or the legs, the feet, the hands if they're placed there as well. Very easy, easy. And whatever is appearing, whatever is showing up, it's just that simple ease, whether it's thoughts or feelings, sensations in the body, around the body, the air on the skin, whatever it is, it's all open. It's just the simplicity of what's going on here. Even in the simple reducing of lots of stimulation, allowing the body to feel a little bit more comfortable within itself. Allow the breath to find its way, perhaps of deepening a little bit, just a little bit. And apparently we can tend to hold on to stress and tension in the neck and shoulders in particular. So maybe we can just explore moving the head, the neck, and the shoulders a little bit together. And that might look like some kind of gentle wave motion of the head going from side to side. One ear comes down to the shoulder. Gentle wave, fluid motion through the cervical region of the spine, the neck. Maybe feeling into the shoulder blades. We start to move in this way, we can find that the breath is very accessible and assisting the movement. They work really well together. Nice, gentle flowing fluid. Very nice. You can speed it up, slow it down. We can make it smaller or make it bigger. A nice wave. Yeah, we can introduce it into more of the torso as well, if we like. Want to get that fluidity flowing through the rest of the spinal cord as well as the neck. That's nice. We can just play with the flow of it, moving in any which way we like. Everything is invitational and open. Gentle invitation to breathe nicely as we do this. Just really allowing fluidity feel its way into the muscles, joints. And from here, we can just play with whatever we want to do next. So can find some improvisational and intuitive movements. I might quite like to fall forward onto one side and then the other. Oh, that's quite nice on the hips. This is a really nice stretch on the back of the body, actually. It's also a bit of a fetal position, which can also introduce that sense of safety, body mind system. If you're liking this particular move, you can maybe give the knee a bit of a hug without tensing up in the shoulders and just sort of curl up into a bit of a fetal fetal position. Oh, that's really nice. I don't think I've done this before. So nice to hold postures for several breaths as well, or even several minutes. That's when it gets really yin oriented. Enjoying the breath. And if we like, we can think about switching that from one side to the other. Relax shoulders. Breathing. Imagine you could breathe into the back of the body. Very nice. Very nice. So maybe if we crossed legs, maybe we can switch the legs over just to give the hips an even balance. Okay. We can maybe explore a little spinal twist. We can do whatever version we like if you want to. So we're just finding a different way of twisting the spine. So we can do the standard version where we rest one hand on the opposite knee over the shoulder. If you want something a bit more fluid, you can kind of move and flow with it a little bit. We can stay still, even lean over to the side a little bit without compromising the lovely long length in the spine. Could just keep on flowing from one side to another or hang it there for several breaths on one side. Just play with it. I like giving people the option to just find what they want to do. It's nice and open that way. Mm. Ah. Ah. We sometimes don't realize what we're holding until we explore movements like this and where we're holding it. Ah. Oh. Mm. All right. Nice. That's really lovely. So we can explore something maybe a bit like this too. I don't know what it's called, but we can bring one shoulder to the knee, the opposite knee if we like, resting the hands on the knees and just getting into those fluctuations of the spine and the surrounding muscles. Yeah. Oh, just playing around. Let's just play around. Just make it up. No right or wrong. It's just playful. Yeah. Mm. All right. Well, it feels quite natural to go into circles after that. We're really getting a lot of things going on in the lower back here. So once again, we can rest our hands on our knees or towards the hips or something like that. Or if we feel like connecting more to the earth, can rest the hands on the ground. Relax shoulders. Let that fluidity move all around every region of the torso. Get some lovely fluid motion into the shoulders, shoulder blades, the pectoralis major and minor on the front side, diaphragm, rib cage, obliques, tummy, everywhere. Yeah. We can notice how the body wants to breathe as well as move. Do we want to breathe out through the mouth? Do we want to sigh? Do we want to blow air through the lips? Maybe the head wants to change direction in its movement, twisting a little bit. Just really nice fluid movements. It's all about fluidity. Just allowing the body to de-stress, detox, release tension in and around the whole body-mind system. Nervous system calming through movement as well as stillness. Mm. We're enjoying these circles. We can think about switching direction. Nice. Very okay. So, as we've done a few movements on and around the lower back as well as the shoulders, I might invite us to take our thumbs and just check in with the lower back region. So, can place our thumbs somewhere around here. We can feel these these little sort of ball-like bones on either side of the spine, or if it's more comfortable for the arms and the shoulders, we can take our fingers and press there and make circular motions. And we don't have to keep the body upright for this. We can get a bit of flexion and extension into the lower back. It's nice to get our fingers or thumbs in there and just massage this area a little bit. Just, yeah, get nice massaging into that area of the lower back. Any tension that might have accumulated there. Just nice, easy massaging. We can do it more as a brush stroke, or we can press more deeply and firmly. Don't want to be too pressurized because sometimes that can be aggravating, but whatever feels right. Nice little massage here for the lower back. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. And then maybe with our movements and our joyful fluid motions around the body, could, if you like, explore brush strokes. So I'm going to do a few brush strokes, and you can apply that however you like. If you want more firm pressure, you can squeeze more deeply. But I'm going to introduce, for the sake of relieving stress and tension, a brush stroke down the shoulders and the arms. I do one at a time. And we can just let this arm completely flop. So, like a puppet that's been released from the puppeteer. Just let that arm completely flop down and can introduce some brush strokes. We can do it on the legs or the arms, the shoulders. We can carry a lot of tension in around here, the neck and the shoulder, and other areas as well, of course. Brush strokes are so effective at calming the body, calming the nervous system. Very subtle. Not really getting into the deep tissues that much, but the body and the nervous system will be receiving information just through that soft touch. When we have another person available, this is really nice to do it to them and allow them to do it to us, because you can take both hands and you can really do lots of nice brush stroking down from all of these muscles in the neck. Apparently, there's a lot of meridians that cross over here. So a bit like a very busy motorway. You can find a lot of congestion in these areas of the neck and the shoulders. So it's no wonder that stress and tension can build up here. We just like keep brushing. It's like just easing any of that congestion accumulating in the neck and the shoulders. Really nice. Again, we can play with the pace here. We can do it fast or slow. Oh, that's nice. Pushing the shoulder down. And again, the breath might want to assist that too. Nice, easy breaths. Yeah, we can do both sides. Whenever we're ready to switch. Mm. Just any excess tension might be releasing now. That's lovely. Like we're brushing off any stagnant energy, allowing it to flow more vibrantly and vitally. And maybe could play with just brushing out, and then we can like take all of the fingers and the thumb and just brush it out from the fingers and thumb. This is really nice. Oh, wow. That is so nice. Yeah. All right. Maybe we can play with another movement before we do the next massage. I'd quite like us to do some crown pull here and like massage the face, but perhaps we can just play with another stretch or fold or movement before we do that, just so the body isn't feeling too stagnant. So I might do a forward fold. I think that would be quite nice. We could do a wave again. Nice undulation of the spine, or we can go into a full seated forward fold, row the boat like this. Um, However feels best, whatever's nicest. Yeah, we can come into a kneeling position or cross-legged, however you're comfortable. I'm quite enjoying these brush strokes at the moment as well, and this is really nice for de-stressing and the body getting in touch with itself. So if you like, we can brush stroke the legs whilst we do a little forward fold through the spine and the hinging from the hips. Ah, ah. Lovely breaths, breath, yeah, breath and movement. Oh. If we do like doing forward folds, we can rock a little bit. Don't have to worry about getting the posture exactly right as long as it feels nice and nothing is straining or pushing too hard. You can see I'm bending my knees because it's still 11 in the morning, apparently. Although it is British summertime, so that's questionable, but nevertheless, the lower back doesn't want to push too far right now. Ah, really nice brushing up and down the legs. Can brush on the top side and the back side. You can go down front and up the back. Ah, oh, that's lovely. Okay. Okay. Maybe from here we can explore butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. Take the feet together and do a little bit of a rock here. And if you want, we can have a little foot massage at the same time. So that is cobbler's pose because the feet spread apart, the soles of the feet spread apart. We open them like a book. We can just like give ourselves a bit of reflexology. Lovely. Lovely stretch for the hips, opening the hips up gently. And we can still do those lovely forward folds if we like. Relaxing wherever we can feel any tension or tightness. And you can press the thumbs gently into the different regions of the spine. Sorry, the different regions of the feet. The soles of the feet. You can press into the balls of the feet. Into the middle, into the heels. Squeezing gently with the fingers and the thumbs. That's it. Okay. Yeah, so if we want to, we can get really into that forward fold. Really nice doing forward folds for calming and just feeling into the back of the body. It's like the back of the body is acknowledged in a sense through stretching, folding. Okay, when we're ready, we can come up and maybe we can bring the knees together with the hands and give ourselves a nice hug. So we can use our hands here just to not give the legs too much pressure from that rather dynamic stretch into the hips. You can hug the knees together and maybe the forehead rests on the ground. Sorry, on the knees. Forehead rests on the knees. Shoulders as relaxed as possible here. We seem to be doing lots of fetal-like positions. Really seems to soothe the whole psychophysical organism. Lovely. If we want to have any more squeezing here, we can. We can squeeze the calves. We can squeeze the hamstrings on the back of the legs. And we can also Squeeze the shoulders if we like, or anywhere else that might feel a little bit pent up and tight, or anywhere that we just really, really like to massage. Oh, that's it. Hmm. Yeah. Can squeeze as firmly as we like. Okay, so let's do some crown pull and head massage. Now for this, if we want to lie down for the remainder of the session, that's totally fine. We don't need to sit up for this part. We can do it sitting up though if we want. I'm just going to sort of talk us through some soothing effects for the face and the brain, the prefrontal cortex. So this is a really, it's like possibly my favorite massage technique ever. And it's called the crown pull. So whether we're sitting or lying down, we're not going to do any more sitting positions unless we really want to. But yeah, the crown pull. Oh, it's so nice. We're taking our fingers, the fingertips from the center of the forehead, and we're brushing them out to the sides. We just imagine that we've got like any of this unnecessary excess amount of energy and information all gathered, and we just brush it out. Eyes can be closed here, brushing out to the sides. Mm. Yeah, you can take it in different directions if you like. That's lovely. We can do it underneath the eyes as well if we like. We can take it from the bridge of the nose and brush out from the cheeks. Under the hinges of the jaw, maybe. Using the fingertips, maybe the fingers as well. As soothing, so it's very slow, very gentle. When that touch has that intention of soothing and calming, it really seems to permit the body to relax more deeply. We can also do the crown pull on the top of the head. We can take it up to the crown of the head, as it is called the crown pull. We can do the same thing. So we take the fingers from the center outwards. Down. Hmm. And if we want to do it one hand at a time, that's fine too. Sometimes when all of this is going on up here, there's the shoulders and the neck can feel a little bit strained as we're doing it to ourselves, you see. Nice brush strokes. And then maybe finally, before we come to horizontal positions, you can just do some nice gentle acupressure into different pressure points. We can do it in the mid-eye region if you like. We can have a little play there. We can go on just above the eyebrows on either side of the forehead. And of course, the temples. And anywhere else. We could do the cheeks as well if we want to. And maybe just at the hinges of the jaw, if we like that too. Mm. All right, so I'm going to invite us if we're up for it. We don't have to, we can find a different variation. But I'm going to come onto my tummy. We're going to, yeah, just explore different shapes the body can make on a prone position. So we can maybe come into Sphinx pose if we like. And we can just, yeah, play with this. We can rest the forearms on the earth. We can interlace the fingers if we want. Or we could do this version where we take the hands and just gently hold the jaw. Elbows extend, they sort of come out more in front. That's a nice option. Just being gentle on the upper and lower back here. Looking forwards wherever we are. Ah. Okay. And then maybe we can release that and rest the hands in front of us or behind us by the side. And we're going to let the head, if we're comfortable for it, you can place a pillow if you want for the face. Alternatively, we're just going to let the face rest on the ground. If that's too uncomfortable for the face, well, then we can rest the one side of the face on the earth. So we can just let it all completely come down to the earth, as it were. And we're just going to feel the shape of the body. Feel the shape the body makes as it completely rests in this prone position, which we might not be quite used to. Then we can feel the diaphragm, that lovely dome-shaped muscle underneath the ribs. And when we breathe here, feel the way the torso takes shape again, changes shape. We breathe, can feel those subtleties of movement in the chest and the belly. Shoulders relaxed as can be. Imagine all of that energy pent up, just fully allowed to connect back to that foundation of ground, the earth quality. And if we like to, we can do some humming here. And if you like humming, you can just feel the sensation and the vibration of that humming throughout the whole torso again, but particularly in the head and the cranium. So, humming is excellent for reducing and clearing anxiety, soothing the nervous system again. So, if you're up for it, you can take a deep breath together where we are and hum. Um, Nice. And from here, perhaps we can move into a child's pose. And from child's pose to Shavasana. So take your time. You just make that transition nice and slow, gradually. Take the time. No rush. From prone, lying down into lovely child's pose. Knees are bent, and perhaps they're as wide as the mat. If we are on a mat, I'm going to rest the forehead on the ground again. And the hands can be out in front or by the sides. They can rest on the back. Or we can do shark's fin, where the elbows are on the ground and we flex through the elbows and the hands are in a prayer position above the back of the head. If you do like the shark's fin, you can gently press the thumbs into the back of the neck. And as long as we're comfortable, we can stay there. And whenever we're ready and wanting to, we can transition into Shavasana. So take as much breath as you like in child's pose. And whenever you want to, just moving into that lovely lying down posture on the back if we are comfortable in a supine position, lying on the back. So for the remainder, just going to get into really nice final posture for total relaxation. however the body wants to be, sitting or lying down. So for a few minutes more, just getting into that suitable position where the body feels really able to drop in even more. Imagine the body could just deepen its beautiful connection with itself even more than it already has. The apparent accumulation of rest and digest here. All of the stillness and the spaciousness and the silence, perhaps, that has apparently opened up. Less and less information and stimulation. More easeful sensuality, gently migrating around the body and moving around easefully. Ease circulating. Just imagine every little sensation is a message of ease without meaning or purpose, just ease for ease sake. Simplicity of being relatively still. Tissues opening, relaxing, softening. And a simple neutrality in the environment around the body. And in this openness, perhaps body just does not feel like it needs to go anywhere or do anything at all. Just a very simple, quiet joy and enjoyment of what simply is. You can imagine that the breath and the sensations are deeply interconnected here. Perhaps the breath is very shallow and soft and relaxed. A very subtle, quiet, flowing of breath throughout the torso. like the calmest imaginable, ebbing and flowing of a beautiful, pristine, and serene ocean coming in and out of a beach, an ocean tide, very gently lapping in and out, and all emotions, thoughts, and feelings, all sensations, soothed by the gentle caress of that ever flowing, vibrant breath. We keep our eyes closed for this next few seconds. I'm going to invite us to, when we're ready and no rush, we take two gentle sips of air in through the nose, and then we exhale through the mouth. Taking two gentle sips in and out through the mouth. And again, two gentle sips of air in through the nose. And release. Eyes are still closed here, rubbing the palms together, palms of the hands generating some warmth. And then resting those warm hands over the eyes without touching the eyelids. And then opening the eyes gently inside of those warm hands. Removing the palms slowly and gradually, gently. Thank you. Namaste.